Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on Season 2, Chapter 2. Play this episode. And we're trying to find out more about Scarlet's time here, right? Because we found the whole, we found the saboteur of this fleet, which is all trashed here, laying around all over the place, wreckage. And it was a Sivar named Aaron. Kind of crazy, reminded us of Scarlet, but then lo and behold, we find out Scarlet was living right here in this town before she was big crazy Scarlet. She was little crazy Scarlet. And while here, she appears to have discovered ley lines, and that's kind of what we're trying to find out more about now. Word just reached me of some trouble in Drytop. Prosperity was attacked. Oh no! Attacked again. Keeps getting attacked. This town having a rough go. Let's find out what happened. And remember, why does this really matter? Because when we left off with the first chapter, we left Timey here. Me and Rox and Bram and Marjorie and Casimir all left, and Timey was here by herself. Timey, are you okay?
Timey? Timey, are you here? Timey?
Oh, she's dead.
I'm here.
Oh, she's in her golem.
Scruffy protected me. Are you all okay?
Oh, whew. Yeah, we're okay too.
Everything started to shake. I barely had time to get into Scruffy.
Is she okay, Bram?
Yeah, she's okay. She hid in her golem.
I didn't hide. I was collecting important data.
Why is that a big deal? Like whether she hit or not?
You say Timey's okay?
Fine. Golly.
Golly. I don't know, Marjorie. What is that? We're just trying to figure it out. I feel like the whole world is falling out from under us. We got a new dragon to contend with. Nothing will ever be the same. No, it won't. Mordramoth did this. Okay, so now we've nailed this down, right? This is Mordramoth. Oh no. And it's only just starting.
Mordramoth?
Raises the stakes to a whole new level of awful, doesn't it?
Gods, we need a plan. What are we gonna do?
Alright. So it is unclear to me how we, between one chapter and the next, in one season, suddenly, like, nailed down that this is Mordramoth. But we did have a reference to Mordramoth right here in this book, right? That thing, right there. What are we going to do? We're going to start by following Scarlet's trail. Scarlet believes she had seen the bigger picture. It was part of her delusion. I don't think bringing down the Zephyrites was part of Scarlet's plan, but both she and the Saboteur talked about the destruction of Tyria. Aaron said a Tyrian leader would die. This makes me think someone or something was pulling his strings. Yeah, but we don't know anything about that. Could be anyone, though the biggest threat to Mordramoth is probably Traherne. I hate the thought that Queen Jenna could be in danger too. He said several other strange things too. Yes, like, it will be so pleased, and I've seen the bigger picture. He sounded so much like Scarlet, it was unnerving. I suspect we could still learn from Scarlet, even posthumously. Well, let's do that then. Let's find out. Timey, did you learn anything over here? For the record, I agree that this is Mordramoth's doing. It all started with Scarlet. We need to understand her. Do you see your voice recorder? Her books and papers? Yeah, we're glad you're okay. What have you learned? Lots of things. Scarlet started with steam creatures, then graduated to Aether and Watchwork. She released a bunch of the steam creatures into the wild. Oh, and she killed Omad. He was her last mentor. He experimented on her with his mind-widening device. And that's when she saw the eternal alchemy, or what she thought was it. So she killed him for it? No, she killed him because once he realized his device worked, he started looking at her like she was a lab rat, not an assistant or a student. He was going to experiment more on her. But surely Omad wouldn't hurt her. Historically speaking, previous generations of Asura, including Omads, viewed Sylvari as an anomaly to be studied. We're going to see more of that later. And it is, like, very, very true and kind of, I don't want to say, like, appalling. I'm not that into it. But, it's reprehensible behavior on the part of the Asura, or whatever. When the first Sylvari arrived, many were victimized in the interest of arcane knowledge. Alright. Based on Scarlet's writings and her holographic recorder over there, I've come up with a theory. I think that's a representation of her vision. Her mentor Omad made a device that opened the mind. When she tried it, she had a vision. At the center of this is a symbol we've seen used to represent the pale tree. She claimed that she had seen the eternal alchemy during the vision. The symmetrical elements in the drawing and the pale tree at the center lead me to that conclusion. In her vision, she saw the pale tree attacked by a thorn vine. She described it as doing terrible damage to the pale tree. It did not bother her, it pleased her. She even grew some thorny vines to strangle Omad. The parallel with the vines from Vision is not lost on me. Okay. What about ley lines? Scarlet theorized that our waypoint positioning coincides with the locations of most powerful ley lines. Likely to be confirmed, but not yet. We don't know yet. I need to do more research. I need to better understand the elements that drew her to that conclusion. Okay, lots of stuff.
What Scarlet was doing here.
She was studying ley lines, but I don't.
Oh my!
It's an earthquake, by the way. No screen shake, though, which is weird, because I think my screen shake
Hey,
is turned on.
Come look at this. There's a passage behind this bookshelf.
What? Get out of my way. Let me see.
Calm
Settle
down,
down.
Timey.
Let the boss go in first.
All right, but hurry up.
I'm the boss.
Come on, Frost.
All right, exciting. So that earthquake caused... Interesting that the previous earthquake did not, but this earthquake now caused this bookcase to fall over. We see things smashed on the floor and hidden passage. And everybody likes hidden passages, right? All right, so we can poke around in here. A History of Dry Top by Nicholas Sanford. So this is actually a character from the first Guild Wars game, who was a like notable explorer and wanderer, and kind of walked all over, along with like a Dolyak that he had with him. Now a barren landscape. This rounded basin may have held water many millennia ago. Okay, way to be all sciencey. Sand now covers everything, blowing in the wind and eroding all rocks and inhabitants alike. Unknown sentient beings once built fragile hillside homes high on the cliffsides. Cool, cool. The area attracts outlaws on the run. This makes the area dangerous to travelers such as me and Yakington. Yakington was his yak, obviously. Migrating centaur packs come through here, it seems. There's evidence that they once had a refuge here. A large tree trunk, quite out of place, could have been one of their sacred trees. Despite appearances, this waterless area is far from lifeless. Cool. It serves as the doorway into the Maguma jungle, a region of uncontrollable growth, life, and often death. So that is going to be significant for us. What he's referring to is like all this, right? And we will get plenty of opportunity to explore that more later. Scarlet drew a route leading up and out of her tunnel to a higher region in Drytop. Ooh. Trace path winding across the higher region in Drytop to some unknown destination, where she drew crisscrossing lightning bolts. Well, that sounds like it matters, right? What do we got here? Piece of paper was torn from a book. Well, that's not respectful. Letters sent home from soldiers in the Cornan army have given us great insight into their lives. Their leader, Varish Asa, inspired great loyalty. Cool, cool. So that's like pre-Guild Wars 1 stuff. In one particular speech, Asa praised her military and encouraged them to use their persuasive abilities to build the power corner from the inside. She said, if properly convinced, you can get a whole group of lesser creatures to work towards your goals without them realizing they're not working for themselves. Obviously a reference to Scarlet's shenanigans with like the Toxic Alliance and the Flame Legion and the Dredge and so forth, right? Cites an alliance between centaurs and Corn and craftspeople as an example. Okay. Cool, cool. So, backstory, right? Backstory. What do we got here? Research notes. Is Timmy going to come creeping up on us and have more thoughts on us? Scarlet left a map showing that she headed someplace southwest. I bet it leads to the ley line she discovered. You stay here with the others. I'm going to go find out where this takes me. So, let's, you know, if there's a path to the ley line, or if we can find out more about that, then I guess we should, right? Oh, look, little green thing above that spider. No, not above that spider. Right here in front of the spider. I was really hoping that spider was the key to the story, but obviously not. Another steam minotaur head. So, like, they almost want to suggest that, like, that Scarlet is the source of the steam creatures, but I'm really certain that that would be, like, in conflict with, like, other things that they've presented within the lore and their world building. And I would really like to see a scenario where we learn more about that whole thing. Another steam creature. One of Scarlet's abandoned steam minions. Okay, but again, like, there's a whole Asura personal story, like, story arc where steam creatures come from a very different source. Centaurs. Nice. Should we visit the centaurs? Look, friendly centaurs. Not trying to kill us. Hello, friendly centaur. Forgive me, but I don't know that I've ever met a centaur that didn't want to trample me on sight. I regret that these tribes you have known have become so violent since ranging far from our native Maguma. We have chosen to reject the violence of our cousins to the east. Ah. You ever see a weirdo? Woman come this way with mechanical servants carrying her supplies? I once saw a headless metal beast abandoned in the unswept waste and wondered where it had come from. That might be, like, the thing that we're looking for, I guess. Cool, cool. Angry little scrit. Oh, look at that. Wonder if we got the keys to open it. We should, actually. I would imagine. Yay, go team. Oh no, dust mines.
Time to do some real damage.
So if we were to get here, and these vines may or may not be up, depending on like events and stuff. If they're not, then you grab like a seed, cultivated vine seed flower down here, or I think there's actually one closer sometimes too, and you bring it over here and you plant it. And then you can climb up the vine. Oh, come on, you stupid creature. There we go. And you can get up here. Strange cube. I want to know what a strange cube is. Let's take a look. Component of a larger machine of a certain design. Okay. Cool. There's actually a big thing of a certain design, like right here. Ah, there it is right there. See that? There's an event that takes place up here. There's like a champ that spawns up here that you have to fight. Oh, there's our clue. Wandering all over fort. Ooh, another steam minotaur. Decapitated and abandoned here. Maybe that's the one that Homeslice was talking about, right?
Feel the fury.
Really be nice to find one more chest. Doesn't look likely though. I ain't messing with those coins. So that's like a whole bunch of collections associated with this map, which I have no interest in. Because once you start it, then it appears on your like list of achievements that you got like in progress, like right here, and then they're there until you finish the achievement. Especially if you get it like 9, like that's gonna be there like forever and ever until I go to the one place. Let's see, what is the? Oh, there are a couple. Oh, there are a number of places actually. So I guess I get one more and then it'll get bumped down again because it'll be at its next stage. But yeah, annoying.
This place is amazing.
Amazing.
With bad guys. The inquest are here.
Oh no.
We know how to deal with inquest. Let's clear this place out.
Wait, Rox, let's be smart. Scarlet will have left security devices in place. They're currently offline, but if I can reactivate them, we can use them to our advantage.
Aw, can't we just get rid of them the good old-fashioned way?
You could, but they'd be back before you know it. Scarlet's security can protect this area from future attacks. Clear the way to the first console for me.
So in this case, Timmy is really honest. And this is an area where I think, personal opinion, like they do a pretty good job. Like with gameplay, this is like a very kind of fun and interesting instance your first time through, because they give you the opportunity to do some fun stuff.
Feel the fury.
All right, Tommy, you gonna get this laser gun working?
Overriding access. Enabling manual controls on the... Ooh, zap weapons. Nice.
Zap
Okay,
weapons.
It's all yours. Use the console to fry some inquest.
It isn't gonna blow up in our faces, is it?
Don't be silly. The chances are so slim as to be negligible. About 53%. I've tagged us all non-hostile.
Alright, let's zap some inquest then.
I guess the 53% thing is like completely lost on everyone. That is not negligible. So I believe that's actually mentioned here in a minute. And Tommy's like, ah, no, it was a joke. If I remember correctly.
All shiny.
I believe that's for killing a certain number. Yeah, kill 5 with 1 shot from the zap weapon.
You got them all. Well, the ones you can see at least. There's another console ahead. We'll have to activate it as well. Let's go.
You're enjoying yourself, aren't you, Timey?
Using Scarlet's brilliant devices, even her earliest designs to neutralize inquest? How could I not have fun?
Fair. Fair. So that weird noise we were hearing behind us was actually one of the few times when like our NPCs effectively watch our 6 while we like do a thing. In this case, firing the cannon. Like, I wasn't getting beaten to death by inquest because they were actually doing their job and like killing all the inquest behind me while I was working on that. It's so rare that they do that. Like, it just feels like usually in that situation, like I'm gonna be able to like fire the cannon 2 or 3 times, and then I'm gonna have to, you know, step away from the cannon, kill the inquest, heal, and then return to the cannon. That was one of the few times where the NPCs like make it so that that's not an issue.
This one is a little more complicated. Nothing I can't handle, though. Is it my birthday? This one interfaces with one of her steam creatures. Doop-dee-doo and ta-da! Now you have full control. If badly damaged, it'll eject you. But its self-repair protocol should power it back up again once it's done.
I want to try it.
Not you. This one's for the boss only.
Man, everyone's so like oddly hostile to each other and oddly like catering to me. It's weird. It's weird. Why not let Casimir try it? I mean, honestly. Whoops, I used the wrong skill. There we go. So we want to shoot those gears out. The gears come back to us. So you kind of move in a way to where when the gears come back to you, you continue to get that the effect that you're looking for. Oh man, I'm gonna kill myself here.
You're a natural. But as far as I can tell, there's one more console up ahead. Get me to it, and we'll be golden.
I gotta
Golden.
say, that look suits you.
No time to dawdle. Inquest don't give up easily. They'll launch a counterattack, and we have to be ready.
Alright, well, we better head to the third console, which is like way over there. If I remember correctly. Oh, it doesn't even show it on our map. Pretty sure it's over here. Is that a mirror like the one we had in Ore? Kind of looks like it. I'm not like foreshadowing something, because I've done this a million times. Like, I genuinely have never noticed that's a mirror. but it does appear to be. Yeah, look at that. Can't see our reflection though. Hey, hey, it's a broken mirror. I mean, not broken, but oh man, more inquest.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Last one and done. This will activate Scarlet's holographic defenses. Once they're fired up, they'll kill everything in here.
You do realize we fall in the category of everything, right?
Don't worry. I'm confident I can configure the system to identify our silhouettes as allies. It might take a bit, though.
We don't have a bit. Inquest incoming. Lots of inquest.
Oh no.
Work as fast as you can. We'll buy you some time.
Enemy retreating.
Feel the fury.
So unfortunately here we don't get to, you know, shoot a laser gun or anything. We just kill these guys, you know, the old-fashioned way, which Bram would totally approve of, until finally Timey, you know, finishes with her progress as reflected by the green bar there. Yeah, I mean, you can't have like fun and interesting things all the time, right? And you know, I suppose if you know, the actual combat system as defined by your class in the game, like if that's not fun, then probably like you're not doing it right, right? Like you need to be playing a different class or a different game or something.
Feel the fury.
I don't really intend for that to be like a smart ass comment. If you don't enjoy a game, play a different game. If you're not enjoying a game the way you're currently playing it, then you're doing it wrong. And that it becomes like a huge problem when people are like pursuing like legendary weapons, legendary armor, stuff like that. And they're like, oh, you know, this it feels like work. It's not fun. Then you don't need that legendary weapon. If the game is punishing you or it feels like work instead of being like a rewarding fun thing, then holy crap, like what, you know, unless you need that in your life because like you don't have a full-time job and so you need like something that actually feels like a job. I guess I mean, if that's you, man, like I don't know, but that's not me. I have a job, so like I want to enjoy this. So if a thing is not fun for me, then I'm not going to do it.
Hold on.
For example, structured PvP. For me, that's not my thing, so I'm never going to do it. Like there's no like, oh well, you should give it a try because no, I don't enjoy it. I'm not. No, I play the game for fun.
It's beautiful.
Man, we're still alive. That's
Holographic
Of
defenses.
course we're alive. I was joking about 53%. It was more like 78.
Oh, well, that's pretty
Looks like we're
good.
gonna be the only ones walking around
guess.
here for some time.
You did great, Tommy.
I know.
What is this place?
It's accurate.
You know what I mean.
Well, everything points to it being a ley line hub, and before you ask, it's where multiple ley lines intersect. Scarlet thought it important enough to set up a lab here.
Plant Dragon's corruption has found its way in.
Yes, it's troubling, but it makes sense given how the dragons consume magic. They're undoubtedly attracted to ley lines, like spiders are attracted to flies caught in their webs.
That doesn't bode well for Wakewoods.
Nope, I'm afraid not.
There has to be something we can do about it.
I'm working on a solution. I've tapped into the Asuran Waypoint network to see which waypoints are being disturbed. It's far more widespread than I imagined.
How widespread?
Well, for example, the waypoints at Fort Concordia and at Fort Salma are behaving irregularly. If it's the dragon's tendrils, and I presume it is, then that's quite far afield. There are other waypoints being disturbed, but those two are the most egregious. It's interesting that they're both strongholds.
I'd say this requires some direct observation. I want to see what this is all about with my own 2 eyes.
Why don't we split up? Rox and I can take Concordia. You two head out to Fort Salma and say hello to your sister for us.
That's a great idea. I'd love to spend more time with Belinda. Get to know her better.
I don't care if you beg. I'm not going to either place. I have to stay here and continue my research. Nothing's changing my mind.
No begging here. Come on, Bram. Let's go.
Another personal...
All right. So when I was talking about like visually being able to see the ley lines, that's what we can do here. So there's the ley lines. You can kind of see why I referenced like kind of the conduit aspect of it. We got like all kinds of crazy ley magic flowing all over the place. Now, whether it's supposed to be like over here where they're converging or if it's on the other side, I don't know. That's not clear to me. We are going to spend quite a bit more time in this area, so we don't need to fully explore it right now. We'll be going up into that region several times as Season 2 advances. So for right now, we can kind of just be satisfied that this is reflective of what a ley line hub or what ley lines actually look like and so forth. So we now understand that the ley energy associated with that is drawing... oh, look at this. Are these dead? They don't look like inquest, though. Like, they're not dressed like inquest. They're dressed like Priory. Are these dead Priory? What happened to these little guys? Alright, so Mordramoth is seeking to feed on ley energy in certain places. And because waypoints tend to be situated, apparently, according to the lore, over we'll start there, I guess. Over leyline hubs, then it's impacting the ley lines. The vines are impacting the ley lines. Now, a couple of things that are like not particularly like problematic, because they're not problematic. Like, you can't anticipate every little thing in your story before you get to that point in your story and like all that. Like, I get that. So I'm not really presenting this as like a huge complaint. Just an observation with Zaitan, like he was so hungry for magic that like individual magical items were drawing his attention via his minions, right? But here it's more about the magic that's existent within the world versus the magic that is existent within individuals or items or something like that. It's the ambient magic of the world, sort of, that Mordramoth seems to be seeking. So we're really kind of fleshing out at this point who Mordramoth is, which was important for them in terms of kind of how they're trying to set the story up and stuff. So I ran past our little story starting thing because I wanted to come up here to Concordia. I mentioned earlier when we were here for the core story chapter that takes place here that Concordia did not always look this way. It was normal, and then we saw it as normal in that story instance, and we're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Like, we see a normal-ass Concordia. Whereas in the open world, we see this trashed Concordia. The story instance that we're about to play through is going to show us why that is and kind of how it happens and so forth. So I want to come over here and kind of look at this one more time, because that's not how it was up until this point in the story. All through core, Concordia was normal. At this point in the story, this is when Concordia changes, with whatever patch it was that rolled out this story chapter.
What in Wolf's name is happening? These vines. The kid was right
There.
again.
See that?
She's wrong sometimes, too.
What'd you say?
I said we should get moving, now that we're all here. From the look of it, they could use a hand.
I'll take the lead.
Oh, no you don't. Not with that leg. You're still recuperating. Stay behind Frostbite. He's got a mean tailwind.
Ganging up on me isn't fair. I'm fine. Come on, let's get this over with.
Are we done, like, with talking to each other like weirdos?
Let's do it.
So there we even heard Bram make reference to what has happened here, because, again, this is the first time we see Concordia overrun with vines like this. Although if you would come to this area prior to playing this instance, that change was rolled out with the patch, so you would have thought to yourself, like, hey, what is this? Maybe you even would have said something in map chat, like, hey, what happened to Concordia? And then someone would say, play the story, stupid. And then you'd play the story and you'd say, oh, okay, now I understand. Or something like that. I don't know.
I could outrun a centaur.
Alright, so what are we trying to do here right now? We're trying to clear Concordia of all these attacks. So that we can, you know, rescue all these folks. There are some achievements here for clearing it within a certain amount of time, I believe. And also not allowing any of the folks who were, like, stationed here or assigned here at Concordia to die. Now, it's not that one's, like, difficult, but it's not one that I normally achieve during the playthroughs. But because it requires some strategy to it, and I generally do not go about this in a particularly strategic fashion. I don't care that much. I just run around killing things until my bar is full. So for that reason, we're probably not going to see those achievements, like, you know, like, I'm not going to achieve them in all likelihood. But I thought I would mention that they are, you know, they are achievements that exist at this point in time. Let's see here. Time waits for no one. On swift wings and dropping like flies. I do not remember which one's a reference to which, and not sure it's worth, like, checking.
Time to do some real damage.
Alright, well, we got one of them. Don't let any allies perish. Go team, I guess. It's unusual I get that one just casually.
Thanks for helping us out. That attack caught us by surprise.
You had no warning?
Hey, it's Tactician Art. He's got a voice now.
Small vines popped up after the Priory caravan arrived, but we didn't pay those any mind until they grew.
Priory caravan.
That voice does not match
Is
that
he carrying
face.
the vines? Seeds?
Not that they mentioned. They did have some extremely old artifacts with them.
I'd like to talk to the scholar in charge of the caravan.
They headed northwest with Lindsay to find the rest of the cavalcade. Some were separated from this lot.
What's your plan?
I'm taking this caravan along with everyone from Concordia to an Asuran lab northeast of here, for safety.
We can go along and provide additional security.
I want to find this Priory scholar and see where these vines came from. Why don't we split up? We can cover more ground that way.
I don't know about that. Let's discuss it more.
Do we really need to discuss it more? Like, is that a thing we're going to do right now? Apparently it's a thing we're going to do. Alright, what's up, Bram? My limp is completely gone. I should go with you to find Lindsay. I don't know. Your leg might flare up. Perhaps it's best if you stay with Tactician Art in the caravan. I know Bram says his leg is fine, but that trip into Dry Top was hard on him. I don't know. He really wants to go. Like, I like it when they add decisions. This one's kind of... I don't know. You know, we'll bring Bram.
Let's move out.
He's not nearly as annoying as people make him out to be, and I do find Rox actually to be a bit annoying. I mean, she's fun sometimes. She's like,
Careful out there, Bram.
why is Bram going that way?
All right, form up. Caravan in the middle. We can handle clearing the main path.
There are definitely times I like Rox.
Find as many attack survivors as you can.
There are times I like Bram. There are also times I dislike both of them. But right now I'm not feeling like having Rox tag along with me. Okay. So in one of these caves is Magister Lindsay. Oh, I killed a deer. I didn't mean to. See, is it this one? I don't think it is. Yeah, we're going to run it into the out of bounds line if we go into that one. Let's try the next one up here. We're running out of time. We got 4 minutes 40 seconds to get people to safety.
Feel the fury.
There we go. We found the entrance to our cave. Hey, look what we got here. Magister Lindsay. I was afraid we'd be trapped here. How did you know to look for us? We heard there was trouble at Concordia. Okay. How bad are things? Have the items in the fort been compromised? I'm afraid so. Our caravans were carrying magical artifacts. So I guess here we have Mordremoth going after individual magical items the same as Zaitan does. So we've kind of closed that loop, right? The Crichton Royal Locket is among them. The Crichton Royal Locket. It's a magical locket said to always have the image of the current heir to the throne displayed inside it. It's quite beautiful. It sounds powerful. Very powerful and coveted. We move from fort to fort on an irregular schedule. Probably shouldn't even be telling you about it, but you're you. We're losing time on our achievement here while we go through this. My lips are sealed. So, this particular magical item is a source of like some speculation within the community because it is presented within the story like, you know, like the only heir is Jenna, and of course that locket would give us the ability to know if that is or is not the case, right? Man, this whole this caravan is just screaming like they were in a rush to get. Oh, hi, Rocks. All right, so we got 2.5 minutes to do this.
I could outrun a centaur.
Probably doable, I guess. Oh, I'm an honorary lab assistant. I'm part of the crew with a K. That's very exciting. I've always wanted to be part of a crew with a K.
You'll be feeling that one for days.
Where's the rest of them? Oh, there we go.
Time to do some real damage. Replenishing.
Never gonna get the achievement if the bad guys don't even come to you. Ah, we did get it. What fun. Alright, we have protected everyone at Concordia, except for the ones who are already dead.
We got as many here as we could, though I'm not confident we're safe yet.
There were wounded all through the hills. This is a bad situation.
See.
We should probably get over to Fort Salma. We're meeting friends there. Do you have this under control?
We're good. Thanks for your help. Safe journey.
Alright, yeah, so... Do I think Tactician Art will be okay? Maybe you two should stay behind. I'll head to Salma. Alright, sounds good. We'll all meet it back in Dry Top once we know more. I know Bram's worried about Timey. Yeah, so we did leave her in a giant cave where like inquests were hanging out and stuff by herself. So it's not like we left her in Scarlet's old house, which is like a little like house in a village. Like we just straight left her in a cave surrounded by enemies. That seems negligent. We keep forgetting she's just a kid. Yeah, like I have this huge beef with Timey as a character in that she's a child. And like we're constantly doing this to her. Yes, a kid who's capable. Got it. A kid, just the same. Seems negligent. I don't like it. Alright. So we are cruising along in the next, in the second chapter of Season 2. This is where I'm gonna... did we just get attacked? Stupid ooze. So this is where we're gonna pack it up. We're gonna close it out here once we move to where we want to be. So just like with, I guess this is a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler on my part because I'm not the one who made it this way. ArenaNet did. Look at Salma. Salma also was not always like this. Big vines, giant hole in the middle, all jacked up. Wasn't always the case. All right. Exact same as with Concordia. Now it is. Now we're going to kind of learn more about the situation that created that. Right. So that's where we will pick it up next time. For right now, we're going to go ahead and pack it in. So what have we learned thus far in this second chapter of Season 2? So Scarlet apparently did find the ley lines that she was looking for. We pushed further into Dry Top to find that. But Mordermoth is becoming an imminent threat. So it's gone from being this kind of thing, like what might Scarlet have somehow triggered, or what might she have been pursuing, or what might have been influencing her and Aaron, to now we have this very tangible thing, the Elder Dragon Mordermoth, who is shaping up to possibly be the next Elder Dragon that is of imminent concern for us. So that's where we're going to leave it off for today. It's going to be a few days before I pick it up again, but when I do, we will continue to move forward, and we will find out what's going. Following our visit to Concordia, which was attacked by Mordermoth vines, we've come to Salma to check on Casimir and Marjorie, who were visiting Belinda and trying to find out the situation here. We're going to catch up with them and find out what's going on. So that's where we'll pick it up next time. I enjoy you hanging out with me, and I look forward to it when we get back around to it. Thank you.